Welcome to iThrive.com. This is an introduction to the use of a breakthrough new heart rate variability HRV app for iOS. We call it the Swiss Army knife of heart biofeedback for your iPhone. I'm Dan Winter with a lot of background in biofeedback and heart coherence measure. I've actually invented 4 different major heart biofeedbacks. This is the 5th generation biofeedback and I'm so excited about it. And I have seated next to me Patrick Botte. Patrick has an incredible background in sacrocranial therapy and biofeedback, and he's become actually quite a genius programmer. And he's here to help me talk about our new application. So first I want to talk about the philosophical background of why we created iThrive. Remember, heart rate variability is the most studied subject practically in all of medicine, because medical doctors are so clear that if the harmonics are inclusive in your heart rate variability, which we say fractal, that is to say there's many harmonics present, if you have harmonic inclusiveness in the heart rate variability, it is probably the most powerful rapid way to determine the health of the immune system. So doctors are consciously aware that if your heart rate does not vary, basically from an immune health perspective, you're kind of toast. So heart rate variability is the hottest subject basically in medicine today. There's more than 10,000 papers in the medical literature about heart rate variability. Furthermore, people are beginning to discover the self-empowerment that goes with learning to measure coherence and measure stress in heart rate variability, in addition to athletic performance. There's so many things you can learn about your sacrocranial measure, your ability to achieve deep sleep and the power of healing that deep sleep achieves. And speaking of the many different ways that we can achieve measurements, Patrick has included in this software an unprecedented ability to gain data from multiple transducers. For example,
yes, now it's very easy now, because previously you have to use a big computer, wires and things like that. Now everything with Bluetooth is very simple.
It's so simple.
And so now with the app, which is on a mobile phone, it's very, very easy, and you don't have to connect all these things. A few touches, buttons, and it's running.
It's all there. Maybe we should just show them. Do you want to start with maybe the finger clip? Just to say, just briefly, just to get a look at what the finger clip looks like.
Yes, sure.
So just to show them how that looks like.
This is sort of a finger clip coming from iHealth devices, and this finger clip. So there is a light going through the finger that you place inside the finger clip, and so the flux of the blood fluxes will influence the light which is coming through the finger, and so that's what we are measuring.
It's called the finger plethysmogram, and what's really cool is there's a variable associated with the infrared penetrance that allows it at the same time to measure blood oxygen. So here you have a finger clip for very convenient, easy use, and Patrick's actually showing you this on the screen, and we're going to go into much more detail in a moment. But you can just see, you can actually get a little readout on the actual device there.
Okay, we'll see the pulses which are coming.
So
Okay.
it's actually synchronizing with the Bluetooth. Great,
Okay.
Patrick. And so this is the actual depth of the pulse there. So the finger plethysmogram, little light in the finger clip, is actually measuring the pulse, and the application will begin to display the harmonic content of the heart rate variability. It takes, what, about 10-20 seconds of data before it starts to display.
Yeah, but you have to press play.
Yeah.
It's just to show.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. That's what happened. Okay.
So this is actually going to, now you see the blood oxygen, you see the heart rate, and in a minute you see the musical key signature. So this is actually the heart rate here. This shows the time duration, the oximeter, the percent oxygen in the blood. 96% is good. It means you're breathing well. And now we're beginning to see the harmonics here. In blue you have the LF, and in orange you have the VLF. And in a moment you'll have the LF. So these are the harmonics, and we're going to talk about what they mean in great detail in a minute. And this is the low frequency content of the heart rate variability, LF, VLF, LF, and HF, which doctors are so accustomed to seeing as the way of analyzing the heart rate variability.
Yes, it needs a few minutes. Well, this is the first part of the recording, so the analysis of the frequency is too short to show a beautiful spectrum. So
In other words, it takes a couple of minutes before you get higher resolution in the frequency signature. And in a couple of minutes, you're going to get high resolution here. And meantime, just since this is an introduction, just to show you that while Patrick continues to wear the finger clip, just to show you how easy the other transducers are, there's a little ear clip which simply fits on the ear.
maybe we can show, well, here to get a complete analysis we need more than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but we will go to another kind of sensor. Just change, go to another menu, select another sensor. Well,
So
sorry.
Patrick is showing you.
For example, show this kind of sensor.
This is the ear clip. So the ear clip, it also transmits Bluetooth, is that right?
Yes.
But it's just a little clip on your ear, very comfortable to wear.
Yeah, very easy to wear.
And then there's this little clip here you can put anywhere in your little pocket.
This is the Bluetooth transducer.
The transmitter, and that's just transmitting to the iPhone, which is right here. And Patrick is selecting now that transducer, and whether to make a short-term or long-term recording, and then what kind of a breath feedback to offer in the feedback cue, where you get a breathing suggestion to learn to breathe, in this case with the golden ratio or Mayer breath.
Okay, so this is the result coming from the ear clip, so the HRV and the wave, as we just explained. But it's also possible to use another kind of sensor, which is the polar chest strap that I have here.
Yes, and so finally, just to
yeah, but
oh yes, actually, Patrick has the chest strap just to show you as part of this introduction.
You see, this is the chest strap, which is...
That's what the chest strap looks like. This is the chest strap here. So you can do overnight and deep sleep analysis.
For long-term recording.
For long-term. It used to be that doing long-term HRV recording was very expensive. You go to a hospital, there was a BBC 2-hour special on the value of having the hospital analyze your overnight heart rate. And now you can do it yourself for a very inexpensive.
You can get a lot, well, not hospital information, but a lot of beautiful information, and also about the deep sleep.
Yes, and deep sleep, you remember that there's a famous Star Trek episode that if nobody gets deep sleep, everybody's grouchy. So to understand whether you're getting actual good quality deep sleep is so critical, and it has to do, also teaches you about sleep apnea, whether you're breathing right when you sleep, etc. So there's so much you learn by studying heart rate variability. And finally, of course, just to mention that with no transducer at all, you can just use the little light, the camera light on the back of your iPhone, and hold your finger on it, and you get very useful data for 8, 20-minute recording, etc.
Well, it's not as accurate as the Bluetooth transducer, because as it is a light sensor, it's very sensitive to movement. So,
you learn to be still, but when you hold your camera...
When you have learned to be still and how to use it, well, you can get quite good results.
Yeah, quite a good read with your finger on the... So the point is that you can begin learning about heart rate variability with just the camera on the iPhone before you purchase one of the more detailed and higher resolution transducers. So this is just a general introduction to the world's most powerful heart rate variability biofeedback for the iPhone. And now there will be a sequence of recordings. We're going to do one in detail about each of the different transducers, and then one in detail about how to measure coherence, how to measure stress, and we'll look at the study of empathy, performance, and deep sleep, and also how to take data and how to record data and how to then bring back the recordings you've made and actually share them.
Not to share, yes. Also.
Yes. So there's a whole series of videos. This is the introduction. We hope you will enjoy iThrive.com as much as we've been excited about making it. It's really a breakthrough application. Thank you.
Thank you.